Take it from me. There is no better reality television than college football. And when the stakes are this high,
the game of the year is at hand.
Whether you're alone on a deserted island or in a stadium playing in front of thousands of screaming fans, the name of the game is survival.
Fight for something every single play.
It's physical. They got a majority.
We started this SEC season with 14 teams. 12 have been voted off and sent home. Now we're down to the final 2 in Atlanta. The LSU Tigers from the west.
Go Tigers.
And the Georgia Bulldogs from the east.
Go Dogs.
Come on in. Want to know what you're playing for? It's the coveted SEC Championship Trophy. But in order to claim the ultimate prize, you have to know how to play the game.
The all-important point after.
There will be challenges.
Kick on the way, and it is blocked and no good. Florida State going to survive this one.
But you have to fight through them.
The sense of urgency has to change. Every single play matters.
You have to be mentally strong, and above all else, you have to trust your gut.
Right corner of the end zone. Tigers win. Brian Kelly says, we're going to win this one. Wow.
So rarely do we see the game played perfectly.
The Georgia Bulldogs, the #1 team in the country, undefeated at 12-0.
To be in that select few, you have to be able to adapt to your surroundings. Some days, you may be on the attack.
2 words all week. Strike and attack.
Does he have it? Yeah! Haters for the Dogs.
Or you could choose to play defensively.
Oh, and drill him. Put him on the turf with a sack.
But for all past champions, the winning formula has always been the same. Outwit, outplay, outlast your opponent.
We're going to kick that door in. That's how we play LSU football.
I see that fire burning inside you.
Let's go!
This is your moment. This is your one shot.
Ain't no doubt in my mind. This team is ready.
It's all about survival.
Listen, you go on your own.
It's time to tally the votes. Who will be the last team standing when the tribes have spoken? It's the LSU Tigers and the Georgia Bulldogs for the championship of the SEC.
Jeff, today the island is Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. And our 2 tribes have survived the elements of the SEC regular season to make it to their final challenge, an SEC title. With that, we welcome you to the SEC Championship game on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper. And our matchup, indeed, the champions of the West, the Tigers of LSU, and the #1 team in the country, and the reigning national champion Bulldogs of Georgia. And we welcome you, everybody. I'm Brad Nussler. My partner is Gary Danielson. Jenny Dell is down on the field, our eyes and ears down there. Gene Steratore is to Gary's left, our rules expert. Here we are, partner. We wrap up our SEC season. One team that was expected to be here in Georgia. They're undefeated. They've only lost 1 game in the last 31. And then LSU, from the basement last year to the top this year to make it here.
And with all the changes, a new coaching staff, and in preseason, they were picked to finish at the bottom again. What a year for Brian Kelly and LSU. A little disappointment a week ago.
Yeah.
You know, they were sitting there, #5 in the country. They thought they had it going, but what a way to come back a week later. They get to play for their school, for their teammates, and the legacy of those LSU players that played here before, and a chance to win a championship. LSU will be ready. And for Georgia, they kind of take on the persona of their coach. You know, Kirby has a chip on his shoulder even in the offseason. And whether they're defending champions or not, Georgia feels like they're the hunter again, and they want this championship bad.
Well, we've seen one of the most remarkable stories in college football history evolve over the last 2.5 years. Stetson Bennett, what can you say about the kid? He's been special.
Yes, a year ago there were still doubts about this guy. And then he goes and has a great playoff run and wins a national championship. Doing it all. Running, scrambling, leadership, throwing it. No doubts this year. Stetson Bennett's going to put on a remarkable 2-year performance and a chance to win back-to-back championships.
The only thing he hasn't won is the SEC title game. He's aiming for that one today. The talk all week at LSU is about their quarterback and the injury problems to Jaden Daniels. Gary mentioned the loss to Texas A&M last week, and on this play, he hurt his ankle. He only missed a couple of plays, but he was never the same after that particular play. He was in a walking boot early in the week. He has practiced all week. Brian Kelly told us yesterday, we hope he's 90%. If he's 90%, he's a heck of a guy to watch.
And he may need more than that today. He may need his best game of the year to beat this team. Jaden Daniels is as important to his football team as any quarterback in college football. We've seen him when he's on. When he's on, he is tough to stop. LSU needs everything he has today from Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is 65% of their offense. The Tigers from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the number 14 team in the country. The SEC West champions making their 7th appearance in the SEC championship game. And from the east and from Athens, Georgia, the number 1 team in the country, the reigning national champions, making their 10th appearance in the SEC championship game, the Georgia Bulldogs. Jenny Dales with LSU's coach Brian Kelly.
Coach, we know that Jaden Daniels is starting, but is he healthy enough to be the player that helped lead you to this championship game?
I wouldn't start him unless I felt he was, because Garrett Nussmeier is too good of a quarterback. So we're not going to jeopardize playing in the SEC championship if we got a guy who can't play. He's ready to play, and he'll play well. And again, we've got 2 really good quarterbacks, and that's a blessing.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
So, as he said and told us yesterday, Jaden Daniels ready to go. The transfer from Arizona State. Gary and I saw him way back when he was a freshman when we were at the Sun Bowl, when he was at Arizona State. And what a transfer portal gem he has been.
A 5-star player when he came out of high school, and he's been playing like a 5-star this year.
Jenny has crossed the field to Kirby Smart.
Coach, reigning national champs, the number 1 ranked team in the country right now. But what was your final message to this team as you attempt to win your first SEC title in the last 5 years?
Enjoy the moment. They've earned the right to be here. We want to have a connected assault. We want to be real physically aggressive. We want to come out and attack, and that's what I want our guys to do.
Have fun, Coach.
Thank you. Good luck.
That's what Gary was talking about. Be the hunter. Attack. Well, they're 12-0. Perfect this season. In the regular season, can they keep it going, or can LSU pull off a shocker? We're about to find out in Atlanta. The SEC championship game on CBS, presented by Dr. Pepper, is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage, Geico, GMC Sierra, and by Dr. Pepper.